Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and what is sadly going to be the last episode, at least for now, of this series. I hope you've enjoyed the series so far. Of course, if you haven't seen some of the earlier episodes, maybe go back, watch it from the start. It's not going to be too long. Now I'm cutting it here at 54 episodes, I believe, so it's reasonable length if you feel like going back and watching it all in sequence. Now, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of good news, I suppose. We are bringing the old guard back as we are unfortunately going on our little bit of a hiatus with this. I don't plan to completely get rid of it. If people want it bringing back, I'll bring it back and we can play it. The problem is, as a smaller channel, of course, I need to try and bring in newer viewers. A 50 episode deep series, not very good for new viewers. New viewers don't want to go back and watch 50 episodes of catching up and still have to carry on watching the episodes in time. Not many people have time to do that. So next week, hopefully, we should have a new series starting up. If not, if this continues for another few weeks, you know it's gone not exactly according to plan. But I will be hopefully working on it over the weekend, getting the first few episodes started, and we shall be all good for a nice new series next week. Now, it is a very fun one. Look out for the lovely intro that I've already made for it. Now, I will tell you this in advance. I made the intro probably a month before the big event. And you'll see what I mean by the big event when the actual episodes come out. But enough rambling about next week's episodes and the new series. That is too much of me rambling. We shall get Phil Brown in and we shall head on down to pitch side so we can go play against Huddersfield right now. Okay everyone, it is kick-off time here in our first of two fixtures, and let's give the legend Steven Gerrard a round of applause as he helps us into Europe and takes Huddersfield down into the Championship. But enough about that, let's have a look at today's team even. And it is very much unchanged. So we have Butland in goal, Selleck at left back, Katic and Pavlovic in central defence, Lorenzo at right back. Central midfield consists of Dragomir, Palacios and Navarro. Gaetano is in front of them, and then up front we have Haaland and David. Our bench consists of Pereira, Beck, Guimarães, Mora, Pearson, Aguirre and Guindo. And they're going for a nice 4-2-3-1. Nice to see them attempting to fight for today's game. Of course, they have Chong on the wing even. Pretty sure I just said win. On the win. Maybe I'm predicting the future. Maybe they are going to upset us today. But Carlos thinks we should remind the team they're expected a certain result here. Indeed, Carlos. We're favourites for a reason. Go out short and make sure they're not in any doubt why. So, Kevin Lake of Football 365, the devious fellow who we have a great respect for, says as Huddersfield are the lowest goal scorers in the Premier League, you must consider Hull favourites to win. I've repeated this several times, Kevin, to several different journalists. Them not being able to score doesn't guarantee us a win. It guarantees we're probably going to get a draw. Now, if we can score, that gets us a win. I think we're the better team by far, and we'll show everyone why. That seems reasonable. Huddersfield's recent struggles have them 19th in the form table, also 18th in the actual table. Definitely an opportunity. So, Fiend has proven himself as an incisive passer in the Premier League. How do I plan to stop him? He's a fine player, we have fine players too. Whatever about Fiend. Nobody cares about the Fiend. The Phenom, as you may. But we have an early attack here, 3 minutes in, free kick, whips it into David. David, nice save, and Dummett kicks it away. We are, of course, in corner territory. Dragomir this time, taking it on this right-hand side, whips it in. Haaland can't keep the header down though. Haaland, I would expect much greater from you for the remainder of the game. And we are almost approaching 15 minutes as they've finally got an attack, Headed away by Navarro though, and Gaetano is going on the counter-attack. Come on, Gaetano. Play it through to Haaland. No, he goes alone, and he's got acres of space to work with. Philip Schofield makes the save though. I'm pretty sure I made that reference in the previous game against Huddersfield, but I don't care. I will not refrain from calling him Philip Schofield. Don't have a guy called Schofield in goal. I'm pretty sure it's Ryan Schofield, if I remember rightly. But we are going with Philip for now. You are Philip Schofield now. Yes, it's Ryan Schofield. See, I know my very random goalkeepers. David gets dispossessed. Ramadan plays it to Tribal. Tribal to Chong now. Chong coming down this right-hand side for Huddersfield. Valeri gets it into the box. Katic heads it away though. Gaetano on the counter-attack. Nice ball over to Haaland. Haaland through ball to David. David can get past the last man. He does, and he hits the post. Couldn't have been any nearer without being a goal. We are, of course, going to demand more. We expect that to be on the inside of the post, not the outside. David? Terrible. Terrible indeed. Get it on the right side of the post, my friend. We expect more of you, David. Campbell, though, with a free kick, whips it in, back post, headed over the bar, though. We narrowly escaped that one. And we are looking like we're going in at half-time at 0-0. But Huddersfield on another attack. Perhaps we get a counter out of this. David, intercept it. Lovely one, David. Play it across to Haaland. You've got Haaland in spot. No, goes alone, and he gets it. I was hoping he would play it across to Haaland, but he managed to finish it on his own. Now, Philip Schofield, aka Ryan Schofield, caught a hand onto it, but not enough to push it around the post. So, David, beating his man, slots it away in the bottom corner, fisted in by Schofield, and we are a goal up. Nice little start to the game. Like I said, did look like we was going to go in at half-time at 0-0, and we almost went in at 1-1. That was a nice clearance off the line. They get the ball back into the box though, and we've cleared it. Navarro gets it. Haaland on the counter-attack. Can we get one more before half-time? Probably not, but it would be nice. Nice ball. Ooh, Haaland. Cheeky. Cheeky. Haaland. But it is 1-0 at half-time here at the KCOM Stadium. And we've had 11 shots, they've had 4. 4 on target, they've had 1. 2 fouls to their 8. 0 yellow cards to 1 yellow card. 43% possession to 57. Our best performer has been David, with that 1 goal and a 7.2 rating. Their best performer for them is, of course, Ryan, aka Philip Schofield, with his 5 shots saved and a 6.9 as a result. Struggling to perform is Katic, 6.6 rating, no reason for it, and Dummett, who has had 1 mistake led to a goal and a 6.3 as a result. So let's go talk to Carlos. And Carlos thinks we should have a gentle word with the squad about the perils of complacency at this stage of the game. Keep them focused. They must remain focused in this decisive half. So, assertively, things are going well, but I know you're capable of better. Don't get complacent out there. Apparently that stressed one out. What are you talking about? Palacios, stop being stressed, my friend. You know what, Palacios, I'm going to give you a pat on the back. Right, I'm happy with your performance today. There we go. That fixed Palacios. Just go up, tell him he's a good boy. Good boy, Palacios. Well, tickle under the chin, you know. Make him feel good. Not like that. We're not making him feel good like that. I know your minds. Don't go there. But David has taken a knock. We can't really risk David, so let's get him off for Mace Guindo. I know, of course, it's not Mace Guindo. It would be actually amazing. It's Mohammed Guindo. But it would have actually been quite amusing if his first name was. But that is Guindo on, and we are 60 minutes in. Maybe we do a double sub. Vlad Dragomir is not having the greatest game. Katic is not. You know, Katic, you can come off. Then we'll give Dragomir a little longer, and then perhaps on about the 70th minute we'll take him off. Because I don't want to risk going down to 10 men due to an injury. And we've just conceded. Sobby might be making us sob by the end of this game if we don't come out of it with a victory, because that could cost us our European spot. That one goal could cost us Europe for next season. Chong plays it back to Fiend. The Phenom himself to Tribal. Back to Fiend. Fiend back to the Tribal. The Tribal to the Chong. Chong now holding up possession. Does not go down the wing. Tries it crossfield to Campbell. Campbell to Dummett. Back to Campbell once more. He has Dummett back if he needs. Gets it into Chong, who heads it over the bar though. And we are up to the 70th minute. Butland plays it to Burke. I am, of course, still looking at the idea of taking Dragomir off if he's going to struggle. Selic, though. Selic plays it to Dragomir. Dragomir holds the ball up. Back to Palacios. Palacios, nice ball. Back to Pavlovic. Keeping possession. Plays it up to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, nice ball over the top. Can Guindo get onto it? Guindo does. Guindo, first time. Oh, it's wide. Guindo. David will score that Guindo. Even with his dodgy injury of, I'm assuming he's probably got like a bruise or something annoying. Potential groin injury. Great. So he's probably going to be out a while. I should have just left him on at that point. But 6.6. I mean, Vlad Dragomir has picked his game up. He's on 6.7. You, Gaetano, though, you have not been performing. And people want to buy Egeria. Cardiff are in for him, and I think Birmingham are interested in him. Weirdly, Thierry Henry is now the manager at Cardiff, I want to say. So I had Dennis Larsson bugging me as press. Yeah, brain went blank. So Dennis Larsson was pestering me on behalf of Thierry Henry, which was very interesting. We had a Larsson bugging us for Thierry Henry, who wanted one of our players. Very interesting indeed, but what's more interesting is us trying to get a second goal. We need a second goal. We don't need to concede a second goal, that is for sure. Navarro heads it away, and come on, get it away, lads. That'll do. That will do. That will do. We are going to tell the lads to demand more. Going to demand more. I'm not going to tell them to show passion, because they are passionate. I know they are all deeply passionate. Butland plays it to Pavlovic. Pavlovic back to Butland. Butland kicks it up to Guindo. Guindo on the halfway line, bringing it up down this left-hand side to Selic. Selic runs past one. He has plenty of space, but thinks he's a striker. Selic, just play it to someone who can actually shoot. Please. I beg you. But Steve McQueen throws it into Campbell. Campbell almost dispossessed. But, ooh, nice tackle. Lorenzo gets it away. And Fiend is in possession. Valerie hit the post. And Beck gets it away. So, disappointing draw here at home, as you can see. Huddersfield pretty much took the second half. So, game of two halves in this sense. 17 shots to 16, 6 shots on target to 4, 8 to 11, 1 to 2, 41% possession to 59. Best performer was Lorenzo, 7.1 and 12 tackles won. For them was Joel Campbell, 92% passing completion ratio and an 8.4 as a result. Struggling to perform was Jack Butland. He got a 6.6 and no reason for it. For them was Chong, 4 mistakes and a 6.4 as a result. Now, as you can see, Hull's goalkeeper Jack Butland was finally beaten today, having previously gone 302 consecutive minutes without conceding prior to this match. So, hopefully that means he goes back on not conceding after this game. Joel Campbell, of course, taking player of the match. And I agree with Carlos. That was disappointing. That simply wasn't good enough. Carlos, you told me to make that halftime team talk, and I'm blaming Carlos. It's all Carlos's fault. Huddersfield, disappointment of relegation, even though they did sneak a result against us out of 4 to 6 days with a pulled groin. I really wish he'd stop pulling at his groin. But that is Jonathan David for you, and he should just be back for the Everton game. Guindo isn't going to be too much of a letdown, but as you can see, Tottenham 2 points behind us. It's going to be a very interesting one going into the final day of the season. We need to win. Tottenham has a nice game, I believe, it was against Brighton? No, Bournemouth. I want to say Bournemouth. Bournemouth, yes. They have a nice home game against Bournemouth, so they should probably win that one. So we definitely need to try and pick up all 3 points against Everton. So without further ado, I will head on over to Goodison Park, and I will see you fine folks there in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, of course, it is finally time for the final game of the season. And you know what? Let's go finish the season in style. Let's go smash Everton about and go and take our European spot. So without further ado, let's head on down to pitchside and get today's game started. Okay, ladies and gents, we are finally at pitchside here at Goodison Park for our final game of the season and our team to play Everton. It's Jack Butland in goal, we have Selic at left back, Katic and Pavlovic in central defence, Lorenzo at right back, Dragomir, Palacios and Navarro in central midfield. Central attacking mid is of course Gaetano, and our strikers are Haaland and David. Now on the bench there's a couple of little changes. So we have Pereira and Berk Guimaraes as normal. Vigore is coming onto the bench in place of, I believe, Mora, who has picked up a reoccurring back injury. Yes, he's getting old. He's 30 years old. He's a bit crippled. I can understand why Tottenham sold him to us on the cheap now. We then have Pearson, Musa and Egeria. Now, as you'll see, Guindo is missing from that list, and that is because he had a last-minute call-up to the Belgian under-20s. Now, I couldn't prevent this. It was for some weird little competition, but he went and left us the day before this game. So, without further ado, let's go talk to Carlos and get winning this game. So, dressing room. Carlos thinks you should tell the team they're expected to prove a point today. They are indeed. Let's be passionate. It's the final game of the season. These fans have been fantastic for us all season. Go out there, give them one last performance to cheer for. Yeah, I don't care that we're away. Get out and give the fans something to cheer for. They're all motivated. Couple and you two, quite frankly, should just get sold for refusing to be even listening keenly, because our fans are the most important part of this club. And we have another journalist. And of course, of all the journalists, who would it be on the final day of the season? The person who has followed us around Europe, followed us around the country, the one, the only Georgia Pope of BBC Radio Humberside, the devious young lady who we have a great respect for. So, you're 5th in the Premier League form table after a good recent run. Does that help ahead of kick-off? Well, Georgia, it does indeed. Momentum is so important in football, or soccer, depending on where you're from. If we can keep picking up results as we have been, it's only continue to grow. So, the absence of Luka Moura is sure to be felt. How hard will it be without his services? Well, we haven't been playing with wingers for a couple of games, so we've been looking good in training. Obviously, I'd rather have him available, but I believe in the selection today. I can't talk him down, but I can also talk up my players. The players we have available are fantastic individuals. Tottenham, of course, with their nice home game against Bournemouth, is the one to keep an eye on. So we shall keep it like that, where we can see both fixtures. We are going to now demand a bit more. I know it's early on, but the lads should hopefully respond in kind, and they have. That has focused up everybody. We are slightly behind on possession, and we are very 50-50 on the shots. Nobody has had a shot on target, and now Everton is taking the game at the moment. That's not a good thing. Come on, lads, turn it around. We've got more fouls and less shots. But it is Everton in possession. Almiron does have a little bit of a knock. Nice tackle. That could have gone terrible. He has won it back, though. Gets it in, and it's a lovely save by Butland. Good job, Butters. We look to be going in at half-time, drawing. Now, that is not good enough, quite frankly. But it's better than going in 1-0 down, I suppose. Rojas plays it out wide to Almiron. Almiron trying to prevent us from going in at 0-0 though. Chambers plays it back out to Kenny. and that is 0-0 at half time. So they've had 11 shots, we've had 3. 4 on target, we've had 0. 4 fouls to our 6, 2 yellow cards to 0, 55% possession to 45. Rather pathetic on our end. We've had no shots on target. That's awful for a half of football. Dennis Vavron is their best performer with a 6.9 and no reason for it. Best for us as being Jack Butland, 6.9 and 4 shots saved. Struggling to perform is Vlad Dragomir, 6.4 and no reason for it. And Rojas with 6.4 and also no reason for it. Every other game is 0-0 besides Chelsea is 1-0 up at home to Arsenal. We have Liverpool 2-0 up away to Manchester United. Sheffield United is 1-0 up at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So let's head to the dressing room. Carlos thinks we should tell them they're expected to prove a point. Passionately. No, we've not been the better team. No, we're going to be aggressive, you know. Aggressive. Yeah, our team's been alright, but no, I'm far from pleased. That's fired him up. Yes, our ratings look decent, but the performance is not. David is on a 6.5 after all. Selic gets it to Palacios. Palacios almost gives it away to Kenny, who wins it back though. Back to Selic. Dragomir. Dragomir back to Selic. Selic plays it to Palacios. Dragomir plays it to Selic. Now he's got plenty of space on this wing. Back inside to Dragomir. Oh! Thought it was going to be another token Dragomir smash from range. Unfortunately, not on this occasion. But we are going to demand more, as we always do when the lads aren't performing to their expected levels. So we have Gaetano, who's playing bad, David is playing bad, and Dragomir isn't playing so great. So Gaetano, no, you're not my replacement for Gaetano. It's because I'm used to him being in that spot. So Ageria can come on. We can't really do much about the David struggling situation unless we go to a wing situation. So we'll do this. We'll take it off cautious. We'll go positive. Ageria can stay there. David can go onto the wing. Haaland stays up front. Palacios can drop into here. We then have the Dragomir Palacios central midfield that we know and love. Although, no, Navarro's having a good game, so I can't really punish Navarro. So Navarro can go there. We'll have Navarro, Palacios, and then Musa can come on here. Swap you two over. David plays a little more comfortable. Well, he plays less comfortable, but Musa plays a little more comfortable on the left. And thus, it kind of balances out a little better, having him that way round. Now, hopefully, Navarro gets over his nerves, and we can get this game by the scruff of the neck, because we certainly do need to. But it is Everton on the attack once more, and that one was a scary one. That one did make my heart skip a beat. And Tottenham has weirdly dropped down. Has Tottenham gone a goal down in their game? No. They are just failing to win, as are we. So are we going to scrape through to Europe? That would be interesting if we get through. Oh, Bournemouth. Have you gone and taken the lead? Am I going to be tempted to go buy a Bournemouth shirt just because you've gone and beaten Tottenham in the league? Musa though, Musa, ooh, nice save out of Pickford. First time that has been said for years, but it's nice save by Pickford. Plays it up to Wind. Wind gets it out to this left-hand flank, back into Herrera. Herrera now to Kenny. Kenny cutting inside, one-on-one with Butland. Nice save by Butland, saved. Oh, why? Why do you do this? Sigurdsson, why? Gilfrid. Nah. Why do you do this to me? Why? Musa can't really play there. Musa, where can you play? Other than the wing. Can you go up front? This is the most... I kind of want to... Do I? Do I do it like that? Do I? Do I? You know what? YOLO. YOLO, my friends. YOLO. YOLO. The only way to live is YOLO. So, we shall go for the YOLO play. What's the worst that could happen? We're already losing. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. Yes, make those changes. Yes, make it... No, very attacking. Show some passion. Go out there, lads. Show some passion. 30 seconds left and they've got a free kick. This is not looking good. Sigurdsson. 2 goals. 2. 3 minutes. 2. What has our team just done? Thankfully, Bournemouth. Thank you, Bournemouth. Brighton, is that because you're winning? If that's because you're winning, I'm going to be... Oh, yes. So Brighton can't catch us. The only team that could catch us is Tottenham. But Tottenham need to score 2. And we need to score 2. And we didn't score anything. That was a terrible way to finish the season. An absolutely awful display here. 24 shots to Everton, 6 to us, 10 on target to 2, 9 fouls to our 13, 2 yellow cards to our 0, 53% possession to our 47. Their best performer was John Joe Kennedy with a 93% passing completion ratio of 8.6. Now we have Palacios was our best performer with an 84% passing completion ratio and a 7.3. And I don't know why, but I really want to say Kennedy in the most dramatic microphone to the mouth. But yes. Struggling to perform was Rojas with a 6.3 and of course David with a 6.4 and a 0 overall chances. And as a striker slash winger, 0 overall chances is not very good. But the milestones, Lorenzo made his 300th career appearance and Selic made his 50th appearance for us. John Joe Kennedy, of course, being the player of the match. Carlos thinks should tell them it was disappointing. And I'm far from pleased. Lads, we can't be doing that. End of the season. Luckily, though, we was let off the hook. Bournemouth managing to draw against Tottenham. Tottenham did manage to squeak out a 90 plus 5th minute goal through Harry Kane, but luckily they didn't squeeze out a second, so thank you very much Bournemouth for that one. I almost had a heart attack with us losing to Everton, but we managed to squeeze in to that last spot, and we are back in Europe for yet another season. So Solskjaer is sacked by Manchester United. Maybe I should... No. No. Maybe if we do come back to doing a 1 club save, then maybe that will be what we'll do. We'll have a nice little departure to Manchester United. I don't know. But we've paid the squad 1.6 million, received 32 million. That's puts us in a little bit in the red for the season. 2.5 million. We do have 66 million in the bank though, and I do definitely have some names on this list that I would like to remove who are on reasonable wages. So Musa, I don't see him sticking around for long. Haaland is going to be sticking around for a while. David, of course, will be. Selic will be. Mora is being very injury prone. I can see myself getting rid of him. Lorenzo, honestly, we can get a better right back than Lorenzo. He's been okay, but it's not worth the money that he's on. And yeah, there is a couple of improvements we can make to this squad going forward, but that will have to wait. Of course, I'm going to start the new series next week, so I hope you enjoy the new series when that starts up. But thank you all for watching this series as a whole, and thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely weekend ahead of you. Of course, we do have Sunday Surprise coming tomorrow, so look out for that one, and goodbye.